Well, listening to a bit of that with me was Jake Cordell, who's in Moscow for us. Jake, first of all, how significant do you think it is that we are getting that confirmation today that Lavrov is to meet with Antony Blinken on Thursday? I mean, that's surely a suggestion that we probably won't see a full-scale invasion before then.
That's probably right, yes. And remember, part of this meeting was supposed to be to potentially lay the groundwork for a summit between Vladimir Putin and Emmanuel Macron. That was dismissed earlier by the Kremlin. They say it's premature to think about that summit. I think part of the concern we heard from the Kremlin about signing up to a presidential summit was they suspected the US were just playing for time, that they weren't really going to offer anything new. And that's basically what we just heard today. We heard all the officials line up to say they don't think Ukraine is serious about negotiations. They haven't heard anything new from the US. The US is just going through the motions. It's not willing to offer any guarantees. And even if it were to offer guarantees, we heard them say that US guarantees aren't worth the paper they're written on. So while it should be seen as a good step for diplomacy that meeting is going to go ahead on Thursday, I think this is the kind of timeframes we're operating on now, that we're just looking 1 or 2 days ahead.
So this is the summit we're talking about between Biden and Macron as well. Now, talk to us about the significance of the confirmation today that Vladimir Putin is at least considering recognizing those two regions I mentioned, Donetsk and Luhansk. What do you make of that confirmation today?
Yeah, this would be quite a big step if Putin were to recognize those regions' independence. Last week, Russia's parliament passed a bill calling on him to recognize their independence. He said he didn't want to do that because he still believes that the Minsk process, that's the ceasefire deal which ended the fighting in 2015, he believes that still has life. Now, this meeting where he said he was considering recognizing it, and then we heard Lavrov and Kozak line up to say that they don't believe the Minsk process has any life left. This is all very highly choreographed. And although Putin didn't make any decisions, it certainly looks like he's taking down that path, and he is at least considering it. That would, of course, blow up the peace agreement that was signed in 2015. What we don't know is how the West would react to that step. We've heard how the West would react to an invasion, but how would they react to Russian recognition of these pro-Russian states? That's something we don't know yet.